This is a preview of our in-depth episode on the life and work of Ursula Le Guin. For early access to this episode, plus a lot of other exclusive content, subscribe at patreon.com/artofdarkpod or substack.com/@artofdarkpod. Enjoy.
She was born into a family deeply involved in the culture or in the study of culture and anthropology. And this is key. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Her work in science fiction was thought experiments. She would say in one of her interviews that where her interest fell off in her work was when it reached the level of engineering. She had no interest in how the travel was done. She would limit herself, like they can't go faster than the speed of light. She would have like a very elementary understanding of sort of science and advanced science and all the rest, like basic understanding, just enough to use the science fiction as a vehicle to conduct thought experiments. So, for example, in The Left Hand of Darkness, what's the key feature of The Left Hand of Darkness, Brad, if you had to really summarize, like what's the core of the thought experiment?
It's been so long, but I mean, basically, but people can just change sex, right?
It's pure. Yeah. It's sci-fi that David Bowie would approve of, right? It's just pure gender bending, but like literally physical sex bending. The population on the planet, they're not male, they're not female, they're neither and both somehow. So it's this like epic meditation on the nature of gender and sex. So a little ahead of its time, shall we say?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's natural that somebody who was born into a family of anthropologists, right? You could see she didn't fall that far from the tree. Okay. Her father, Alfred Louis Kraber, was one of the most influential anthropologists in the U.S., particularly known for his work documenting Native American cultures, including his famous relationship with Ishi, the last known member of the Yahi tribe. Brad, you said you might know about Ishi. What do you?
Yeah,
what do you know
I just knowing that name, I thought maybe it could be a different Ishi. There was there was a hunter-gatherer tribe that had sort of held out in California long after the closing of the frontier and all of that. And Ishi, to my understanding, was like the last surviving member of that tribe who grew up living like a hunter. He was a hunter-gatherer lifestyle. It was like an uncontacted tribe, sort of, but in the continental United States.
Right.
And they found him, and I just remember they kind of they tried to integrate him into normal society in some way, and we're studying him.
This is going to be the future of your family after the EMPs go off. You'll be the anthropologist who you're finding the last juggalo out there.
Right.
You're trying to integrate him into society.
Right. And in fact, we learned more from him than he learned from us.
Absolutely. I think that's right. I think that's right. And in case you don't know the show, We Laugh So We Don't Cry is one of our things. Okay. Yeah. So he was the last known member of the Yahi tribe. Her mother, and this is Ishi, was the last known member. Her mother, Theodora Kraber. Theodora.
That's a good name.
That's a name you don't hear much anymore.
No.
It's a good one, though. Was a writer and anthropologist herself, authoring the acclaimed Ishi in Two Worlds, which chronicled Ishi's life and his interactions with her husband. Fascinating, very interesting family to come from. Very high status family out in California. All right, so we're going to talk about her parents here to sort of get this background and understand Ursula's origins. Her upbringing was steeped in intellectual and cultural exploration, largely shaped by her parents. Theodora Kraber was not only an accomplished writer, but also an astute observer of cultural interaction. Born in 1897 in Denver, Colorado, she grew up in the mining town of Telluride and later studied at the University of California, Berkeley, earning degrees in psychology. After her first husband died, Theodora returned to UC Berkeley to pursue doctoral studies in anthropology, where she met Alfred Kraber. No slouch. I'm getting a PhD.
for real.
I grew up in a mining town I am a woman. I am going to get my PhD in 1929 or in the 1920s.
Yes.
I'm with my